Welcome back to Two Homos, 100 Thoughts. It's Armando coming to you from Texas.
It's Raciel coming to you from Chicago. And in this episode, we're going to break down, we're going to do a mid-season recap on Atlanta as well, just so we're not too far behind on the episodes. We're just going to, since the Bolo thing just happened, so we're just going to discuss everything and with the Bolo of it all.
All right, so let's go ahead and kind of get started with when the season happened. It happened like with the introduction, very COVID, like introducing the season, like they're filming in COVID.
Speaking of introduction, sorry to cut you off, but did you notice how, since it's the first season without Nene, how they don't even do anything to remember Nene? Because, I remember, I don't know, because you don't watch it, in New York when Bethany quit, they made it a whole thing in the first episode of the season when Lisa Vanderpump left the show. They kind of remember when they did her little ghost voice with Lisa Rinna putting on the crown.
Yes.
Yeah, so I don't know why they didn't do that with Nene, but how are you feeling with the first season without her?
I honestly I live for Nene. You know me, I always like an OG to be part of their season, at least one. We just can't get rid of all the OGs. We have to appreciate the people who got the show from here to there, basically. We can't just get rid of them. But kind of to go based off of what you said, how they didn't do no like a remembering scene for Nene, I want to say is because all of the interviews she's done where she's saying that Bravo kind of abused her and Andy Cohen is racist / a cokehead, which let me tell you, Andy Cohen, do people do coke in your bathroom? We need to know.
No, but honestly, she was coming for him because before it seemed like they had such a good relationship, and I don't know. I mean, I see in some ways where she's coming from because there's times when he's how he demoted Portia for coming for dragging Kenya, and how he was on top of Monique for what happened with her and Candace. But if you see at other shows, what shows was it, Vanderpump Rules, he didn't say anything about people getting physical, but when it comes to these Black women, all of a sudden he's holding them to higher standards than other housewives. You know what I mean? How are we feeling about Kenya this season?
Oh my gosh. Okay. I always have mixed feelings with Kenya. I have a love-hate relationship with Kenya. I'm not going to say that I hate her because, it's her own. She's been through a lot. She doesn't get checks from her mom. That's the most important thing that makes her a housewife, basically.
I have a soft spot for Kenya.
Exactly. Even though before, even though she did a bunch of crap to other people's marriages and other people's kids in a way, I for some reason don't want to see all of that be done to her the way some of these girls kind of want to give karma to her. You know what I mean?
You don't think she deserves karma though? You don't think everything that's happening to her is karma because of everything she's done?
I think her divorce, I think her relationship with Mark is karma. I feel when the other girls come for her, I think they're being out of spite. They want to get some sort of revenge.
Okay, how do you feel about Portia since we're talking about her?
Portia, she's come a long way, honestly. She's not the girl we met all those seasons ago, definitely. It's nice seeing her as a mom. It's nice seeing her really take up to her family name and be that voice for Black Lives Matter. Even though all of these girls are, people of color, they're all Black, but you kind of see her doing the majority of the work. And I very doubt that it's being edited that way. Because I'm pretty sure if she was, at a Black Lives Matter rally with the other girls, they would show it.
Yeah, I mean, they did show a few clips of her at it, but I felt I don't like how Kenya was saying how she's only doing it for a storyline. I felt that was kind of fucked up.
That was fucked up because, I mean, storyline or not, she's bringing attention to it. And, we can't say
that. And she's out there and she's gotten arrested twice. I don't think anyone cares that much about a storyline to get arrested twice. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And the next one, it's how do we feel about Cynthia and her fucking wedding?
Cynthia, she's dragging to me, honestly. To me, Cynthia was a Teddy that should have been gone before Kyle, for some reason. And Nene, I feel Nene was Kyle and Cynthia was Teddy, you know what I mean? But for some reason, they got rid of Kyle this time in this scenario, which I don't get. But You know, like
Yes. No, I don't know. Well, like with Cynthia, I'm so over the whole chill, the 50 Cent. I'm just over that. Like it's all so tired. And the fact that she's trying to plan a 250-person wedding when we're in the pandemic and she's insisting on having it. I just can't, you know what I mean? Like, and then with her, I don't like Mike Hill. Like, I don't trust him. I think he's using her. Like, he wrote a memoir. Like, what the fuck is in your memoir? Who cares? Like, what did he write about? Like, my road into marrying a Real Housewife of Atlanta. Like, that's pretty much what he's known for. Like, what is so interesting about him?
I
I
think
don't
the
care.
thing about him before is he was like a sportscaster on ESPN, wasn't he? Like he
Was he? You see, I know nothing about him. I think did they meet on Steve Harvey? Is that one of the
definitely not Peter, that's for sure. I mean, girl,
Oh,
with Peter,
Peter.
she was crying over a honeymoon that she couldn't afford. I felt bad at that point.
Yeah, that one was bad. That one was bad. I think, yeah. I mean, I guess he is better than Peter, and she seems happier, and
She,
she's in a better spot with her little lake, her Lake Bailey. You know, I don't know. There's not much.
how did you feel about Kenya kind of snapping at Cynthia, being like, the only reason you're thinking about this wedding is because you wanted to be on TV? Like, I like Kenya
I
when she
like.
does stuff like that. Like, she calls it out, stuff that needs to be
Yes,
called out.
she needed to call that out because I agree with her. Like, if like why are you so insisting on having a wedding? Like, just do something small. And the wedding wasn't even filmed because Bravo was like, fuck this, we're not risking our lives for this, you
Mhm.
know. And yeah, I liked when Kenya did that because it was something that needed to happen. And you know, I like when Kenya is just a mess when she makes things not too personal. But you're like, do you like Candy?
I've liked her more than what I like her now, honestly.
Yeah, I feel like I like what she brings to the show. She's a good businesswoman. She confronts someone,
Mhm.
but mm,
I was
yeah.
really, I honestly lived for Candy in her like beginning seasons, older seasons. Like when she made Kim Zolciak's singing career happen, I was like, this bitch, like, I feel like she'll make me a pop star if I knew her. You know? Like, I was just like, this bitch made it happen, tour bus, everything.
Iconic.
Like, I love when she brought that to the table. Like, but like, you know, when you kind of just show her like gossiping here and there, like, I like seeing her open new businesses. I love seeing her do like I really want like in the season of Real Housewives of Atlanta to kind of cross over and do like her filming an episode of Speak on It because that literally gets views on YouTube.
I don't mind Candy. She's a little, but her family, her mom, Mama Joyce, you know.
Like,
I love. What do you think about Drew Sudora? Are you liking her in her first season?
she's
I'm liking her husband.
I'm liking Rao. He can take me to Miami any day, bitch. Let me tell you.
Okay, or
I
or
have to move.
Tampa. Take me to Tampa, and we can keep a secret. It's okay, and we won't tell her.
No, yeah, she brings a good storyline, and what did Portia say? She's gonna give you a first class ticket to Chi Town.
Okay, you already
This
know.
question, did you know her from that TV show, The Game?
No, I'm not gonna lie. I knew her from White Chicks.
Oh my god, it just clicked in my mind. That's who
Yeah, that's her. That is her. And so she was on a podcast recently. She was on Everything Iconic with Danny Pellegrino, and she was saying how like a lot of her lines from that movie were improvised because she was written in that movie. Like she was just like the girl's best friend, and that like all of her lines that she said were pretty much improvised, and they made it into the movie. Which, in my opinion, she has some of the best lines in the movie.
she does. She does, honestly. And dang, that's some good improv, honestly. Now that you're saying,
Right.
I thought that was
And she
all.
like tell him to get the Vaseline and the straight razors. These bitches are some other shit.
You know, when Marlo was like, maybe you can help Kenya get some jobs. Marlo.
Seriously. Oh, okay. Speaking of, don't we both live for her, right?
Marlo, Mrs.
Yeah.
Hampton herself. She needs a peach. She needs a
Oh yeah,
peach.
she's been needing a peach. Like poor girl has been around since season 4, stirring it up. She honestly has given me one of like the underrated, like iconic housewife scenes when her and Sherry are going at it, like yelling back and forth at each other in South Africa. Like Marlo has been nothing but good TV. And then last season she even brought the layers to where she's like a Monty now, where she took in her kids, you know, because her sister was having problems. Like, you know, I just love her more and more. And like you said, when she came in with the gun and this with the measuring tape.
The measuring tape to make sure everyone was 6 feet away from her, and she brought the little thermometer wireless gun thing.
Yes, you gotta always expect her to give us a good scene, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like I love Marlo.
I live for Marlo. I feel like Marlo doesn't care about the peach because she gets paid. She gets
She
good.
gets paid. Yeah, I'm sure she got
Gets
paid more
paid
than Eva.
more than Eva, probably more than Drew. She probably gets paid more than the peach holders, and that's probably why they
That's
leave.
fine. What do we think about Latoya?
Latoya, one thing that I learned about Latoya and that Speak on It by Candy that I watched was Latoya is actually Candy's friend that Candy brought around.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Candy had a birthday party for Todd that didn't air, and that's when she brought Latoya around, and that's where Latoya met Kenya, and they vibe. Latoya's going through a divorce as well, and so, Kenya, her situation. So they
Yeah.
clicked off of that, and that's why it's Kenya's friend, and it's edited that way.
They came in though. She came in hot. She came in throwing shade. The way she was like, "I love Drew." Don't get me wrong. I'm living for Drew. I think she's gonna stick around another season. I hope she stays around. But the way she was coming for Drew, as much as I didn't care for it, I was living for it. Mm-hmm. Just because it's like stupid little petty fights there, like making comments about her wig. Mm-hmm. And then about how she was throwing shade at Cynthia's like food that she was serving. Like, I don't know, I just felt like she came in good. Like, I like that Kenya gets along with her because you never see Kenya, you never see that side of her getting along with the newer girls, and like the fact that she's nicer, that she's being nice to a younger, prettier girl. She's not a hater, I guess.
I can appreciate that, honestly. Like, she just took off the hater off of her name by doing that, because I mean, she genuinely did like Latoya, so it wasn't anything like that. And I mean, Latoya got to ride the private plane. Like, Latoya could have showed loyalty. Okay. How did you feel when it was revealed that Kenya texted Drew about the private plane, but asked Drew not to tell the other ladies?
I think she was testing Drew to see what Drew would do, and Drew failed the test and told the other. She failed it, but at the same time, she admitted it. It's not like she's like, nah. And it's not like she's denying it.
I would have failed it myself also, honestly. Like, don't tell me you're going on a private plane and sticking me in a bus. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Like, okay, I would have told everyone too.
I'm snitching. You could have let me be next to the pilot, sitting on his lap if there's no room with you, and
okay, there's room. Right, there's hella room. I don't know. She knew she could have taken more of them, but she knew what she was doing, which I think it's hilarious because even when she was hosting that trip, she ordered food for herself.
I was living when Candy was.
You see, it's moments like that I love Kenya, and I live for just these little moments, and it shows like little funny stuff like this that I love. That it's so funny. Just that she, like, everyone was obviously hangry, drunk. Like, they all needed food, and she goes on Postmates and orders herself a little crab cake and eats it in front of everybody.
When Candy was like, I don't care about a private plane, but the simple things in life.
What do you think about Fallon? I think she's so pretty.
I think Fallon is really pretty, and I'm really excited to see more of her. Like, she has a way bigger role than what they're giving her now.
Yeah, she was supposed to be in the show way more. Like, she was in that whole Bolo trip, and you barely saw her. Or was she there? I know she was there in the beginning.
She was there, but her husband rented the house right next to them. So she was kind of like with her husband, kind of, and so, but she's gonna have a way bigger role because on Speak on It, like, she's gonna have a way bigger role, and apparently she's really good friends with Kenya, and Kenya's really doing everything she can so she can be a peach holder now.
Back and being mad at herself for not being there in the episode with Bolo and everything, because she missed out.
From what I saw on Speak on It, Fallon and her husband are like billionaires. Like, they're billies. So, like, I don't think she cares about this show, to be quite honest with you.
She probably doesn't care about like the paycheck, but I'm sure she wants to be a little famous
on TV. Probably. I mean, like, she's verified. She's got the attention. Once people see her posting Chanel and Gucci and all that good stuff, people are obsessed with. Like,
so they really are billions. They're billionaires. So, are you liking this season so far?
Definitely am. I remember before reading on it, like, it was gonna be the most boring season yet, and Nini's gone and this and that, but it's been delivering. Like, the dungeon that Candy brought to us, like, it delivered. She deserves a whole.
Yeah. And not just that, but like, I don't like that people, as much as I love Nini, I don't like that they're like, oh, it's gonna be so boring without Nini. Because not gonna lie, season 9 was like their first season without Nini, and that was the only season that had a 4-part reunion. You know what I mean? They did not need Nini for that. That was a really good season, but I was a little afraid going into the season. Like the first half, I felt like kind of slow, dragged a little. I felt like Drew was on her own show. She wasn't really. There weren't a lot of group scenes, but now that like the whole Bolo episode happened, like it's going back to where it was. So it's like picking up the pace, which I love. And speaking of that Bolo episode, the Bolo of it all, what do you think about all that? I don't know. What do you think about Kenya like trying to investigate about what happened the night before?
It was annoying, honestly. She should have let it go. She shouldn't have been so she shouldn't have been what's the word she shouldn't have been so invested into finding out who what like that's just Kenya being Kenya, you know. She's just looking to out somebody. She probably, I promise you, if that noise wasn't coming from Portia's room, she probably would have never cared. She
No,
probably
seriously.
would have knew, like, she probably would have minded her own business, like, who cares? But the fact that it was in Portia's room, like, she was gonna make
She
a
had to call it out.
period. Like, that's what she was gonna do.
I love that at the dinner that when she was talking about like noises and stuff like that, that Tanya said something. It's like, oh, is it because you haven't gotten any in a while, clearly, or whatever? Like, I'm like, yes. Like, I love it when people like drag Kenya, but you can see I'm like so back and forth with Kenya. She just needs to be put in her place sometimes.
We love when she opens her mouth and starts talking shit to people, but we also love when someone talks shit to her because she deserves it, honestly. Like,
she does deserve it. She deserves it.
Even though like life is getting her for all the crap that's ever came out of her mouth, but like it's still like as viewers when you see other girls do it to her, like we kind of live for it because out of all the crap she said about people.
Yeah, because of everything she's talked about everybody's marriage or tries to out someone's husband or a couple people's husband. You know, she's always had something to say. So I mean, I feel like the girls are actually going pretty easy on her for the way she's done in the past. You know what I mean? Even Portia's like not even acknowledging her anymore. The way she's like going to her phone while she's talking to her. She's like, nah, she's like, you can finish. I'm good. Like I'm good.
Right? Like I don't want to be part of this conversation.
No, exactly. I don't know. Is there an Atlanta housewife you would love to bring back?
An Atlanta housewife I would love to bring back. I'm trying to think of it now. Probably Eva. I really liked Eva.
I would bring back Sheree. I miss Sheree.
Sheree's a good one, actually. Now that you say Sheree.
The bone collector herself.
You really believe those neighbors were complaining about Sheree, though?
No.
Probably not, right?
Like, no, and then Sheree starts talking about her Kenya's ditch in the hole.
She said, "You better know how to swim in case of a flood." Like she came for her.
Nene, I would bring back Nene anytime.
I feel like Nene isn't done with the show. They're gonna bring her back. She's contractually obligated, and I know she cannot work with any other network or not do anything else. So I'm pretty sure like she's gonna give in and come back to Housewives because she can't.
I hope so.
Yeah,
I hope so. Because I don't know. I mean, this season I feel like it's doing okay without her. I feel like it doesn't necessarily need her, but do I like to see her on my TV? Yes. But I mean, I feel like Drew is a good addition, though. I hope she sticks around.
For sure, I think Drew should definitely stick around. I wouldn't mind seeing Latoya again just because of what she brings to the table. And, you know, like, I think of a little flip-flopper would be good for the show, you know, someone who comes and goes, brings and takes. So I think that would do good.
Last season, but I would be okay without Cynthia as much as I do love her. I just feel like her time's up. Like, you know, like her story, like what more can she do, you know? Like she has her little pop-up, like her little pop-up shop, her little wine cellar, like where you take Instagram pictures at. Like, I don't know. I'm just over her wedding. Not that that's over. I want to see what else she brings. You know what I mean?
You think they're gonna talk about the whole lawsuit between her and Peter over like bar one or bar?
I hope so.
They need.
I'd rather see that than them planning her wedding. What do you think of Kenya and her piece of shit husband, Mark? I just want her to leave him.
Yeah, I mean, with Kenya, I really want to see a divorce come, and I think she's so much better than that. I feel like, and she portrayed herself as such a like strong woman for so many years, and the way she just becomes so weak when he's around, or it's
yes,
like, I don't get that.
And he tears her down. You know what I mean? The way he talks down to her, like the way he treated her last year at his stupid function. she was at her lawyer's office, and when they thought the cameras were down, he was telling her like, dude, like stay strong, like you don't need this, like you know how he was like talking her up, like that lawyer is it, you know what I mean? I like how he was
a
like telling
lawyer
her.
slash that's a lawyer slash therapist. So the cast trip.
I love their cast trips. They always have the best cast trips. And if you look at the house they got them compared to the house they have for the Jersey Housewives,
There's a difference.
there's a big difference. I love that Kenya, that even Latoya was like, no, we should give Marlo a better room. And Kenya's like, nah, she can just go in this room.
Right. I feel like there was probably spare bedrooms, and that's where they put her.
Oh my God. So how are you feeling about Kenya and Marlo being friends again?
I I need to see more of that, honestly, because the last time I saw them be friends was like 10
It's a
seasons.
mess.
It was like years ago, I feel like.
Yeah, but they were both messy together. I don't know if I like that too. I know people are living for it, and I do like it in a way, but at the same time, I don't know. I just hope that Kenya doesn't bring out an ugly side of Marlo.
I think she is, honestly. Like, we all live from Marlo. We all like have kind of grown to like her. But
Yes,
the reason, I mean, Marlo has said it before, the reason there was a friendship between her and Kenya was to mess with Nene. So it's like that already isn't a genuine friendship. And now
exactly.
I feel like they're rekindling their friendship to mess with somebody else, basically.
How do you feel about Tanya like fleeing the country after? What? It's like they like made it to me. I love how Bravo, they're so shady. How they put the wanted poster of Tanya.
I'm gonna try to insert it here.
Like, yeah, like how do you feel about that? I wish you just ignored it and kept the show going.
She should have, but I mean, like, she's not a peach holder, you know what I mean? Like,
I
she's
think that's by
like,
choice. That could be by choice.
that was by choice. If she would have got in front of this and confronted it, she probably would have got her peach. That would have been her the audition she needed. But no, I mean, I understand why she left. Like I was saying, she's not a peach holder. She's not like a main cast member. So I mean, like, if you're doing this part-time and she's a tech girl, she has tech businesses. I think like she had more to lose than to gain by sticking around in this show and trashing her name like
I
that.
still can't believe she fled the scene, just because something came out. Like, you got to address it. Like, you signed up for the show, you got to address it and tell us. I just hope she
Right.
shows up for the reunion. And I'm so excited for the reunion to be in person because I'm so over these virtual reunions.
I didn't like the last virtual reunion where
No, I felt like I wanted to see that energy between Kenya, Eva, and Nini in person because I felt like on camera they can be totally more turned than they are. You know what I mean? Because Nini just put her camera down and called it a night, but she couldn't just walk off stage. Like, they would have followed her and everything. But COVID.
I'm excited for that in-person reunion also, and I think they're filming it soon, right? Because Andy already did the tweet to send him the question.
Oh, did he really? You see, I need to be more on that about like asking tweets because I feel like Andy's been picking some shitty ones lately.
He has. Like, I always submit my questions, but I never get, I never get picked. So don't feel bad. I mean, I've always submitted questions, especially for the Potomac reunion. I waited for him to post on Twitter and Instagram, like, send me your questions. None of my questions made it.
Okay, not gonna lie, I did tweet in questions for the recent Potomac one and for the Beverly Hills one, because the Beverly Hills one, I didn't like how they were treating Denise Richards.
I'm surprised Eva left. I really wanted her to stick around. Like, I guess I'm surprised I'm not seeing her.
I wasn't surprised that she left because I felt like she was just pregnant the whole time on the show, and it's like, okay, girl, you're not really giving us anything, so. Because I would have loved to see more of her, like the Eva the Diva personality, but since she was pregnant, we didn't really get to see any of that. So I felt like she probably didn't get her fair shot, but that's on her because she just kept popping up kids at the wrong time.
Right.
Yeah, I just felt like this cast, it's pretty good. I don't feel like they need to do a shakeup like the other cast. I feel like we're even keeping the cast the same, but bringing in like a couple friends, because Atlanta's always having friends coming in and out.
Exactly.
And like lingering, like even Shamia, like I feel like she's just there, like she doesn't really do.
Yeah, exactly. Like I don't see her like on the same level as like Marlo, like
No,
They're
not at all.
friends
Or
of the
like
show, but
Sutton.
exactly. I need Sutton to have a diamond with me ASAP. I've been reading so much about the shit she's causing on
I
Beverly
mean,
Hills.
Phaedra can always come back. I don't mind her.
Phaedra can always
Just
come.
just don't make fake rape accusations and you'll be good.
That what about what if Apollo came back with his new like?
Oh, she could. You know what? I'm only okay with Phaedra coming back if that means bringing Apollo back.
But he's
Because
not
Apollo can get it.
definitely no definitely. But he has someone, didn't he get remarried or something?
I think so. They could bring them both. They can bring all of them. All of them.
Hey guys, thank you guys for tuning in. Please comment below if you have any video ideas. Like, subscribe.